Good afternoon. It's Dr. Larson talking about COVID-19 and public health. We continue to have community-wide spread. We had 5 new cases today, and those 5 cases were spread throughout the community. 1 in Kittitas, 1 in Cle Elum, 3 in the Ellensburg area, and none really related to our current outbreaks. So when we are out and about, we are being exposed to people that have COVID-19. And so our numbers are coming down. We did make some changes to allow jury trials to start. We spoke with folks at the courthouse and looked at their safety plans, and the ability to have a speedy trial from your peers is guaranteed by the Constitution. So we are allowing that to happen. I think there is actually a jury trial starting next week. Otherwise, we are still in a community that has a restriction for all activities except for churches of less than 10 people. That means no baseball games, no soccer games. If you're having a backyard barbecue, you should be limiting that to 10 people, because each one of those 10 people also shares their life with another 10 people. And when we have community-wide spread, those people share disease with others. And if we are going to get school started in the fall, we need to grab a hold of this as a community and say, we are going to do this as a community. We are going to support each other, and we're going to get kids back to school so parents can get back to work, so we can deal with the depression that occurs when people are at home, and we can make things better. So it's the responsibility for that is all of us. So if you have a wedding plan, you should cancel your wedding or cut it down to less than 10. If you have a political rally planned, please cut it down to less than 10. If you're planning on doing some kind of rodeo activity, you need to cut it down to less than 10. And all of those things are enforceable those are laws. Those are not asks, those are laws. And the reason for those things is that if we're going to move forward as a community, we really can't be doing those things. So this last week I spoke at length with the governor's office, with the Secretary of Health, with the state health officer, trying to make a decision as to whether we should move back to phase 2. We do not deserve as a community to be in phase 3. We are not doing what we need to do. That said, it's not the businesses that are creating the problem. It's us as a community that are creating the problem. So it doesn't really make sense, at least as a community, to move back into phase 2 if we are not, as individuals, being willing to do our part, not having big backyard barbecues, not having graduation parties, not having wedding receptions. And so I've asked the governor, and I've also asked Clay Myers for more support on enforcement of these things. Not for more laws, but just more enforcement of the ones that we have. So if you're a business that is not masking, you can expect to have a visit from labor and industry. If you are a business that serves alcohol and you're not masking, you can expect a visit by the liquor board, because we are getting complaints every day about businesses. I send letters, and those letters go out. And most of the time it's the letter alone that's sent to people that says, oh yeah, okay, I can do that for the community. So we have an opportunity there. For those of us that are out and doing other things in the community, you can expect more people coming up and saying, you know, you really shouldn't have this big rodeo event, even though it's on private property, because it's not really allowed. So, and the reason for that, it's so we can move forward as a community, so we can get these kids back to school. We have to bring our numbers down to a reasonable level, so we aren't starting and stopping school. And to do that, that's all of our responsibility. So we had another death in our long-term care facility today. That brings up to 19 people in our community that have died due to COVID-19. 19. So those are people's mothers, those are people's grandfathers, those are people that have lived in this community for a long time. So remember that. Remember to stay home. Remember to wear your mask. Be kind. Everybody is having a hard time. So those people that you feel like are yelling and screaming about something, they're doing that because they're having a hard time. So think about the kids, think about our future. We need to get them back to school, and we'll see you next week. Thanks.